scripts. Today we're going to be talking about successful relationships. I know as we move forward in the world, relationships can be a kind of tricky situation, but it's just a couple of things I think that everyone should kind of follow along in the relationships. And one of them is just to own the relationship, know your value in your relationship. When you get started, a lot of times we don't think it out. We just see somebody and we all ready for the relationship. No, you need to set boundaries in your relationships. Know the value. I mean, if it's something you don't want to do, you might want to talk about it. If you were raised a certain way and you have certain values about life, you might want to talk about that. You might want to talk about it. You need to be clear on the rules. I'm not a drinker. I don't really want alcohol in my house. That's just an example. I'm not a party girl. I don't want to really go out and party every time. I want to do other things. I'm interested in the museum. I'm interested in more of community service. So you have to kind of make sure that you are understanding what each other want. You just can't be saying, I'm in a relationship, I'm so happy we just in a relationship. No, you have to have some rules. You have to have some everyday rules to kind of follow, and you need to talk about it. And then there's times, when we don't want to embrace talking about difficult conversations. Why you made me mad. Why I have an attitude today. If you don't talk about what's going on in a relationship, if you don't discuss the difficult things, I didn't like the way, you handled that situation. You have to talk about those things, and if you don't talk about them, then I feel like you're kind of drifting apart because you can't have good conversation with each other, and you need to do that. And a lot of times, once we get past those conversations and stuff, you have to plant some seeds. A lot of times people don't want to plant any seeds in their relationships. They don't want to do anything. They just assume that the people are okay with what's going on, but that is not the case. You have to tend to your partner, tend to their needs. And that's what I'm saying, planting seeds. You're taking care of them. If they want coffee, in the morning, bring them a cup of coffee. If they like going to the movies, this Friday, baby, we're going to go to the movies. You have to plant some seeds. Do some things that you guys can kind of like to kind of assure that person that, I'm in this relationship to last. I'm not just here, I'm going to surprise her with some flowers. And a lot of time I know men say flowers. That's all women want, flowers. But it's really about just assuring them that I am here for you. I'm going to treat you and nourish our relationship. I'm going to be careful how I say things to you. And I don't want you to be so guarded where you can't express yourself, but still it's way of wording words that will not hurt people, that will not just, damage them, And then sometimes people will say, should I stay in this relationship? And a lot of time women stay. They stay because they have kids. They stay because they have financial needs. They stay just because they figure this is where I need to be. But you should never stay in a relationship that's abusive and that's mentally or physically abusive. You should not be in a relationship that you're unhappy with, that you feel neglected, and there's no effort, So if you're in a relationship like that, I would like for you to at least take time to think about those things. Think about, am I deserving of being happy? I am. You are. You should be happy. I don't want, if I'm giving him a lot of attention, don't neglect me. Make sure that we are equally yoked, that we both pay attention and not neglecting each other. Make sure, like I said, that there's an effort. If he's buying you flowers, you know what, baby, I left some coupons on the table for you to get your car washed today. So you have to kind of get together and do things to kind of work with each other. Put effort into your relationship if you want to be successful. You have to do some things like that. You got to know what you want. You got to know what he wants. He got to know what you want, and he got to know what he wants. You got to talk about issues with each other. Even, like I said, even if it's things that you don't want to touch on, there's always time to talk about it. And if you talk about it, I think that eventually you will come to grow and to learn and to love each other. And that's what it's all about, just connecting and learning and loving each other and knowing how to communicate with each other. I mean, communication is the key. I mean, being, like I said, being attentive to people. Just little needs that will blossom into big things so that y'all can bond together. You know, like I said, talk about the issues, talk about each other's needs. I want to say this to y'all. The relationship have to win. To make it successful, that's what you need to focus on. Wake up and say, today I'm making sure that I'm working on me and my husband relationship, or me and my boyfriend relationship, or me and my partner relationship. The relationship have to win. To be successful, remember that. The relationship have to win. And that means that you have to take time, and you have to take effort, and you have to work on your relationship. And I do mean daily basis. You have to work on it. So remember, guys, if you do some things, like I said, know your boundaries, own your relationship, embrace the difficult conversations, plant some little seeds along the way as you go, you will remember the relationship is the winner. Have a great day.